Yeah, you bet.
Okay, stand by for speed.
And you have speed.
Okay, you're on.
Well, Matt, always before, you have come to Dallas and we have talked about your films, and now this time I get to come to New York to talk with you about Rumblefish.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting here looking at you with this haircut and wondering, you know, what are you doing now that you have this haircut?
Well, I'm doing a film called Sweet Ginger Brown. It's a comedy, and that's why I have it all. It's 1963 it takes place.
Ah, yes. Ah, yes. But now for today, you've got to go back and get in your Rumblefish.
Yeah, I have to go back and study my old notes. You know?
Yes. Did you always want to play Rusty James, or did you at some time maybe want to do the motorcycle boy?
You know, I always liked Rusty James. I mean, I liked the motorcycle boy too, but I always wanted to play Rusty James. For some reason, I just liked him, the character.
Francis has taken a very surrealistic approach to this movie, Matt. Now, did you, when you read the book, could you ever have envisioned it done that way?
Well, I never thought of it being done that way until I saw it, and then I said, oh, yeah, actually, he really accentuated the book. I mean, the book was great, but I mean, he took it, and I mean, the book was an excellent book. It was my favorite of the Hinton novels. I mean, it like stood out. The 3 books, to me, it stood out most of all, out of the 4 books that had been written. And yeah, it was a very dark, the story seemed very dark, and he accentuated on that with the black and white, I mean, in grays, and that's how I saw it. When I read the book, I saw it with dark colors. You know, if I had to put any color in it other than black and white, it would have been brown, or, you know, that kind of a feeling. It was very dark, you know, and then when I thought of Tex and I thought of Outsiders, and that was Then, This Is Now, or other novels, they came out more like red and orange and like fiery colors. I mean, when I envisioned these books. And so what he did was he really accentuated on that with the black and white and with the kind of lonely atmosphere of the city, decayed city, anywhere USA.
Matt, you have 4 brothers, don't you?
4 brothers and 1 sister.
Yes. Now, did you bring any of that into the film? Are you the eldest child?
You know, the second oldest.
You're the second oldest. Okay, but you do have younger brothers.
Yes.
So could you bring some sort of personal thing like that into this movie?
Oh yeah, to a certain degree, yes. It's a different kind of a relationship, and it's a different family life than I was brought up with. I think there are families like that in America.
But do your younger brothers look up to you?
Yeah, I think so. I think in the film it's more accentuated and it's more
maybe for different reasons too,
yeah.
Isn't it?
It's on a different level, a different scale than your average brother looking up to him, because this brother was like almost a legend or something. And that's the way he was looked at, in such power.
How do your brothers look to you, though? Here you are now, a famous movie actor. Is there any sort of jealousy at all among your brothers?
No, not really. I mean, not that is apparent to me. I mean, you know, I don't think so. My family's supportive of what I do. You know.
Do the brothers, or maybe even your sister, they ever, you know, just kind of jive at you a little bit about being a movie star?
Not really, because I grew up with them, you know, and you know, I still live at home when I go home. It's just real simple. I mean, the only thing I'd say that changed is that I'm not around enough. I'm not around as much as I used to be, so I don't see my family as much. But it's basically the same thing. I go home. I live my life with my family. You know, I mean, it's just the way it always was.
Have you always known, Matt, that you wanted to be an actor? Because in this movie, to me, part of the story is these kids trying to find out, you know, what they want to do in life.
I'll tell you, you know, they're trying to find out, these kids. But these kids, and they're like kids all over America, you know, and people in general, people, I'll say, just people, you know, it could be young, old, what have you, that really, it's sort of sad, they don't leave, they don't jump out and try to do something. They're the people that just, the people who don't have ambitions. You know, they don't have ambitions like we know that, I mean. And that's kind of what this film is about, I think, and it's those kind of people. But it all changes through the story. That's why you see hope. That's one of the nice things about it. I mean, but, you know, it's this kid in this neighborhood. You know, he doesn't know what he wants to do with his life, and I don't really think he's worried about it. He's just living for tomorrow. Because he grew up on the street, his father's a wino, and his brother's, he really looks up to his brother, but it's a real kind of flaky family life he's had. So, but he's just living day to day, I think. And there are people like that. They don't think in terms of the future.
And I guess people like you and like myself were brought up in families where that was just always a part of the family life of what you're going to do, and
well, to a certain degree. I mean, I wouldn't say that I was pushed into. I didn't know what I wanted to do either. I mean, you know, nobody really. I mean, people. Some people you find that out, but these people, for the most part, are never going to find out. I mean, you know, the characters in this film, this particular film, they're never gonna. But it does show hope. But you know, when you open up the film, you see what these people are, the kids on the street, fighting, and that's their life. You know.
Were you ever into that fighting thing when you were a kid growing up?
Oh yeah, you know, I was.
With a gang?
No gang, nothing like that.
Just little run-ins here and there, huh?
Yeah, just like, you know, all young people.
Yeah. Do you understand gangs at all?
No, ridiculous. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, my opinion is it's not. I mean.
Why do you think
in the
they
film,
do?
it's, I guess, valid for these kids to want to have gangs. That's their ambition in life. Is to be the baddest kid in the neighborhood or be the toughest kid in the neighborhood. And that's it.
Well, Matt, I hope the film does really well for you. You're just outstanding in it, really.
Oh, thank you.
Just outstanding.
Thank you.
And the film has so much going for it, and I just hope that it does really well for you. Good to see you, and maybe when that next film comes out, we'll have a chance to talk again.
Okay.
Your place or mine, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Nice to see you,
Nice
Matt.
talking.
Good, man. Good. All right.
Okay, we're rolling.
Okay.
Goodbye. And you have speed.
We do?
Yes.
Okay.
Matt, did you always want to do Rusty James, or at some point did you think you might like to do the Motorcycle Boy? You don't need to do that, really. Yeah, you don't need to do that. Thank you for offering, but you don't need to. Did you always know what you wanted to do? When you read the book, did you ever envision that it could be done in such a surrealistic way? You have 4 brothers. Are you the eldest? Did you bring some of that into the movie? Let me do that. Did you bring some of that personal life into the movie? Are your brothers at all jealous of you and the fact that you're a big movie star? Were you ever in a gang? Do you understand why people form gangs and participate in that? Okay, that should do it.